Hello, my name is Visor. Welcome to episode 21 of Let's Play The Witcher 2. Last episode, we learned a bunch about the Wild Hunt and got a major clue about where Triss might be. We got her bandana. This episode will give the bandana to Philippa Eilhart, but something else will happen. Plus, you might have noticed we're not close to Philippa Eilhart's house at all. Instead, we're outside of Stennis' room. In fact, you can hear him clanking around in his armor right now. Anyway, let's talk to him.
Pray tell, what compels you to disturb the Prince of Edirn, Witcher?
I have a few questions.
And you believe I should answer them instead of setting my dogs on you?
I think your Royal Highness has enough foes, here, abroad, in Vengerberg.
The intricacies of succession are not something I wish to discuss with an itinerant monster slayer.
Uh-huh. Well, main reason we want to talk to him is because we need to deal with the whole royal blood issue, and I kind of want to show off all the sides of his personality. Let's start with the royal blood bit.
I need royal blood.
As you know, I've yet to be crowned.
But blood of your royal ancestors flows through your veins.
True, but that doesn't mean I'll shed a drop for some vagabond. Are you a witcher or a vampire?
I need it to save Saskia.
I need you to live. Don't bother me with such audacious proposals.
Well, that sounds like a bullshit excuse. Ultimately, he doesn't want to help for some reason. Interesting. Anyway, let's ask about the curse that happened 3 years ago. We do need to know a lot about that still.
I'm trying to figure out where this fog came from. What exactly happened here 3 years ago?
Henselt's mages committed mass murder. A dark day for the knighthood and all people of honor. But it was honor that allowed us to survive. There was no defeat, no victory. Honor stood against wickedness, virtue against black magic.
You took part in that battle?
My father stayed in the capital. He was to defend Vengerberg. I took to the field. I wanted to stop Henselt before he crossed the Pontar, but I was too late. So I decided to await him at Vergen. Henselt's army was exhausted. We would have triumphed if not for that heinous act. Henselt had mages with him, and they cast a treacherous spell on the entire battlefield. A fiery rain fell from the heavens. Destructive, murderous embers which brought the battle to an end. I gathered the few survivors and withdrew deep into the country. The soldiers were terrified, but Henselt showed no desire to pursue.
Uh-huh. Well, that's a little different than what we heard from other people. For example, we heard that, well, yeah, when Selkirk was there, they were sort of winning. But once Selkirk went down, they were probably going to lose. Then the fireballs came, so it really sort of saved them, in my opinion. I'm not sure if he's changing the interpretation because he wasn't there or because he was there. You get what I'm saying?
You wrote Vergen off.
There's a place in Kedwin where orphans are subjected to cruel experiments. 9 out of 10 boys perish from the pain. Sound familiar? They say that sacrifices are necessary to create one witcher, one hero to defend the people against monsters.
Not the best analogy.
You know nothing of military strategy, and you've never been responsible for a nation's fate, which is why I forgive you your ignorance.
Haughty bastard. What about the spells?
Only a master mage could have cast such a powerful spell, and I suspect he could not have accomplished it alone.
I remember Sabrina Glevesig. Through the flames I saw her observing the carnage from her mount, dressed in a hunting suit. Straight-backed, dispassionate.
Sabrina. If I remember correctly, she's Henselt's advisor.
Was. Henselt condemned her to death for casting that spell. The Kedwenis roasted in their armor, just the same way the Edirnians did. You know what struck me when all hell broke loose? What I found astonishing and even amusing? Going into battle, we sang our Edirnian songs. They intoned their Kedweni hymns to Creve. But when fire descended from the sky, our cries of pain were no different. We all wailed as humans. For an instant, the magnitude of the tragedy brought together our two warring nations.
I still have no idea where the spectral fog came from.
I'm afraid I don't know either.
Okay, let's talk about succession.
Succession is the topic of choice in about every inn in the country. I don't know for sure, but I think the hangman of Vengerberg was the last to claim the throne.
My patience has its limits, and at present, only my respect for Lady Saskia restrains my anger. Come to the point, or leave me be.
Uh-huh. Let's try to persuade him. We could use Axley, but I don't think it's necessary.
Don't change the subject, Prince.
So be it. Let us set our differences aside and speak as equals.
Then tell me what you're doing so far away from the capital. Why aren't you in Vengerberg being crowned?
Well, sadly, my position is not strong there. My father emboldened the nobles. The great families have decided in this hour, so critical for the realm, to revolt.
Your title to the throne is indisputable.
Edirn has become a lawless land, ruled by those who wield might, by those whom people follow. I intend to show just how worthy I am of the crown, and thus claim what's mine.
By returning to Vengerberg a hero, there should be no shortage of opportunities here.
I don't like your tone, Witcher.
Yeah, like Geralt cares about that. Anyway, though, that was a small moment of honesty. Let's quickly make him an asshole again.
You might be surprised, Prince, but I have more political experience than I'd like.
The famous Geralt of Rivia, invited to the table by Calanth, Foltest's little favorite. I've heard you've even parleyed with the Emperor of Nilfgaard. Think I'm impressed? Calanth is dead. Meve curses your name when she hears it. Foltest was murdered before your very eyes, and the Emperor, as I heard it, he thought you insignificant.
Are you going somewhere with this?
Indeed. You should know that a king sometimes needs a hired thug to take care of dirtier deeds. If the thug is naive enough, instead of reaching into his purse, the king buys him with virtuous words, the flash of his rings, pledges of friendship. And when, having done his deed, the thug departs, swaggering proudly like a peacock, the king discreetly giggles. Truly, I never thought you could be so pitiful.
And there we go. That's all the sides. Keep that in mind. Anyway, for now, we're gonna go to Philippa's house and give her Triss's bandana, as well as triggering some other stuff. Alright.
You wanted to discuss something?
Well, I have quite a few questions, but for now, let's just talk about Triss's bandana.
I've got Triss's bandana.
Have you learned anything?
Triss was here. Letho forced her to teleport.
Why would he? There are easier ways to travel.
Two of Letho's comrades, probably those responsible for Demoven's death, were hiding among the Scoia'tael. When it became evident in Flotsam that the Kingslayer wanted to dispose of Iorveth, the Scoia'tael leader gave the order to eliminate them. Letho had to reach the unit before the elven messengers did. He could only do that by teleporting.
I assumed that Triss wanted to teleport to me, but she missed the mark and they ended up in the gullies. What happened next?
Letho left her in a gully, wounded. He probably thought that she'd diversify the local trolls' diet. He himself went to see the elves and massacred the unit with his comrades. They're somewhere on the other side of the fog.
What about Triss?
She escaped from the troll. Everything suggests she's somewhere in the area.
I can assure you she is not in Vergen.
She has to be here. Locate her.
I'll try, but it will take some time. Have you learned anything else?
Well, it sounded like Sheila wanted them both dead, not just Letho, so that was a little weird.
Sheila ordered Letho and Triss killed.
I can't believe that.
Believe it. I ran into some mercenaries she enlisted to kill Letho and anyone found with him.
She must have meant the other Kingslayers. Are you sure she knew Triss was with him?
Are you so sure of Sheila? There was something going on between her and Triss. I sensed a lot of tension.
A misunderstanding.
Maybe. Let's find Triss and clear everything up.
I need some time. What's going on out there?
Let's see.
What's going on?
The peasants want to take pitchforks to King Demoven's son.
Why?
The Dragonslayer's servant is spreading rumors that Stennis poisoned Saskia. The commoners are in an uproar. They want to dispense justice.
Where's the prince?
Barricaded himself in his room, guarded by nobles. For the moment, the peasants are still respectful, but they are feverish. A fight is inevitable. Help us out. The situation is dire. I'm going to inform the other nobles.
Uh-huh. Personally, I don't like Stennis, so...
I'm not sure if Prince Stennis is guilty, but I wouldn't be surprised if he was involved.
Power. The object of dark desire.
Let's go, before this dark desire becomes too strong and someone gets hurt.
You go. I'll locate Triss. And should anything happen to Prince Stennis, remember, we need his blood.
I remember.
Alright, so we're going back to the castle to see what the hell is going on. Alright, that's one hell of a crowd. Let's see what's going on.
Such judgment.
Serves the laws will ne-
Geralt! It's good to see you.
The commoners claim Stennis is involved in Saskia's poisoning. They're looking to slaughter him.
Uh-huh.
Nobody to keep things peaceful?
Scalen Burden and his dwarves are trying to contain the mob, but they're badly outnumbered.
The plebs will yell a lot, beat someone up, and go home. As peasants do.
That would be foolish. They're not serfs anymore. The days of them humbly sowing and reaping are gone.
Looks like things are getting nasty.
Hear me!
What do you want?
I'm Scalen Burden. I keep order in Vergen.
Or doing a nice job then? Where was you when they poisoned Saskia?
Give us the prince! Get the flails!
Stop!
Iorveth!
Squirrels! Everyone who wants to leave this yard in one piece, keep your hands off your weapons. I don't care if you're a serf or a lord. I'll kill you all if need be.
What's going on?
The servant carrying wine during the feast said that Prince Stennis and Olcan poisoned Saskia. We want justice!
You want revenge. It's not the same thing.
We don't care. Saskia's fallen as if dead, while the poisoning prince and noble lords rush to herd us onto the field and sell us to Henselt. We won't let them!
You lie, Colton. Nobody's being sold out. The poisoner must be caught and tried by law.
Your law? What then? He'll pay a fine and get spanked on his ass? We'll spank him all right, with an axe to the throat!
Where's this servant?
Safe. The Scoia'tael keep an eye on him.
Why is the prince hiding in his house if he's innocent?
Enough! I'll shoot the first to reach for a weapon. Then heads will start falling.
There's more of us. You can't kill every...
Then you'll be first. Now back off! We need to act quickly.
You know, it's a little weird that Iorveth cares about this at all. I mean, ideally, he was trying to kill both sides like, I don't know, a week ago. Why should he care?
We?
The mob's akin to a forest after a drought. One spark and the fire will be unstoppable.
I'm no peacekeeper and definitely no judge.
We're both in it, whether you like it or not.
Why are you getting involved?
For her, Gwynblade. Certainly not for this rabble.
What's your plan?
I'll frighten them a little. Bleed them if need be. I'll buy you some time, but be swift. I can't hold them off for long. Question the peasants and the nobles, and talk to the dwarves. Maybe you can get to meet Stennis.
Even if he's guilty, I'm sure he's prepared a suitable story.
You'll know how to sort the sheep from the goats. Also, find the servant who started talking so suddenly. You won't have time to talk to everyone, though, that's for sure.
He's actually very right about that. We can only talk to like 2 groups, so let's start with the dwarves.
Can we have a word?
Why not? I'm Ogden, a founder. I cast mugs, plates, chalices. You need any, Witcher?
No thanks. The tableware in the council chamber is your handiwork?
It is. Made it back in Mayor Farragut's time. Since then, each and every goblet has hit the floor dozens of times, and what happened? Nothing, because they're steel. My goblets are indestructible, impervious to both the fury of sovereigns and servants who are all thumbs.
Saskia's chalice was new.
Aye, it was. Back in Mayor Farragut's day, a venture Saskia was no more than an itch in her da's breeches.
Who ordered the goblet from you?
That goblet was a gift. A way for the folk of Vergen to pay tribute to Saskia. I got the honor of casting and presenting it to our lovely leader. The lass liked it so much, she's not used any other vessel since she received it.
Okay, and anything unusual about the goblet?
Was the order for a normal goblet?
Not a chance. It was supposed to be a gift. I ornamented it richly, even on the inside. Not terribly practical, that, as it's hard to get clean. Some scum is bound to remain. But I wanted it looking downright regal, worthy of our Saskia.
The other chalices were not ornamented on the inside?
Course not.
Yeah, because it's a stupid idea. Why would you put gems on the inside of the chalice? Like you said, it'll be harder to clean and probably easier to hide poison in. It's just a terrible, terrible idea. Anyway,
Any chance there could have been 2 identical goblets?
Why, there's no craftsman that comes close to me in Vergen.
Could someone have tried to copy your handiwork?
Ha! I know of one who's been trying for years, but he's a fumbler, a screw-up. He's not produced one decent vessel. They all look like the work of a drunken elf. Thorax, his name.
Thorak. We'll check him out. Additionally,
See you at the inn. We'll grab a beer.
let's talk to the peasants real quick.
Say, Witcher, come over here.
Why is he lingering about? Like the stench in a dwarven hovel?
Those witchers be craving gold. This one's sure to say the prince is innocent, then sting Stennis for a pouch.
He better search for a lad who served the Virgin instead of pissing around.
Yeah, once done with the prince, he'd better take care of the magnets, throwing their weight about too much they are.
Ever meet someone that you thought deserved a punch in the throat? I think these two fucks deserve a punch in the throat. Anyway, let's ask about some other stuff first.
What's it really all about? Who's backing you?
We want justice.
We don't need no one backing us. We knows what to do.
How would you punish the prince?
If a lad counts hens wrong, he'll be flogged. What should we then do with a man poisoning others?
Kill him.
A land without a ruler is a nightmare.
We have a ruler, the Virgin of Eden.
It's not certain she'll live.
Then we'll choose another who'll manage, but he must be one of us lads. That way he'll understand us.
And all people is gonna be equal, our way.
And the non-humans?
We have enough dung on the fields. Let non-humans find a non-human land.
Away with them!
Now, I don't know whether I made it clear before, but I hate the idea of lineage, royalty, bloodlines, and all that nonsense. Divine right to rule. But these motherfuckers are stupid. They can't do jack shit. They want to make a little lads club and be super racist. Part of this is due to the fact that they've always been poor and oppressed, and now they suddenly have a little bit of power, but also it's because they're assholes. There's poor assholes and there's rich assholes. They all kind of stink. Anyway.
The prince stood right next to Saskia during the council. Did he have access to the wine cellar beforehand?
How should I know?
Why flap your mouth then?
The prince is a wealthy lord. Bribing a skivvy to poison the wine is nothing to him.
Just because someone can afford gold teeth doesn't mean they'll pull their healthy ones.
Alright, and let's talk about the servant. That's actually the only important part.
You know Saskia's servant?
Willie of the Oblates. He handled the wine, indeed, but loves the Virgin like a sister and mother put together.
He'd gladly get quartered for her.
Where's this Willie of yours?
Hiding in his shack, afraid of them lords. Squirrels guard him.
Alright, cool. Let's go check out Willie.
Farewell.
Now, if we stay here, shit will hit the fan real quick. Now, technically, you can talk to some of the other nobles, a few of the lords, as well as talk to Prince Stennis. Like I said, it forces you to make a decision, so we gotta get out of there. We can actually investigate. Anyway, let's talk to Willie of the Oblates, or whatever his name is.
I've been looking for you.
I don't know you.
You caused quite a commotion. Afraid of something?
No, nothing.
You're lying.
I didn't do nothing. Didn't say nothing, don't know nothing, and didn't see nothing.
God, I hate that voice so much. I want to punch him in the throat twice. Now, I could use Axie, but let's threaten him instead.
I don't want to hurt you. I really don't. But I'll cut your arm off if I have to.
No, no, please.
So tell me what you saw.
I heard the priest talking with the prince. This goody-goody said the Virgin is really a beast under her fair skin.
What priest?
Olcan, the one killed.
So there's no way I can check if you're lying.
I swear on my mother's grave I speak the truth.
What else did you hear? Tell me.
I was put in Saskia's room in order when the priest came to the prince's chamber next door. They wasn't speaking loud, but I heard the priest say, "Just clear the servants from the kitchen." Nothing more. Reverend Olcan, only he could tell you how it was, beginning to end.
The dead aren't very talkative.
What about what they leave behind? There may be clues or some such.
Maybe.
What should I do?
Anyway, this guy's a dumbass. The other peasants are a bunch of dumbasses. The lords and Prince Stennis is a dumbass. So really, I think I am the most impartial observer here, so hopefully we can investigate this properly. Now, to continue with our investigation, we can talk to Cecil to figure out where Olcan's room is, or was. No, his room is still there. Also, we can talk to Thorak, who's right nearby. Plus, we have to deal with some other stuff, too. That's right, we're going to be doing Baltimore's Nightmare. this side quest sort of plays into this current investigation we're doing. So let's start off by talking to Thorak and his apprentices.
Welcome, Witcher, to my humble home.
I'm looking for a dwarf by the name of Baltimore. Does he live here?
Master Baltimore vanished some time ago.
Uh-huh.
Who was Master Baltimore?
He was our runesmith, the greatest specialist the world has ever seen. A lot of water has flowed down the Pontar since he disappeared. Yet me and my apprentices still can't recreate all the runes he could inscribe.
So he's much better than you. Interesting.
How did he vanish?
One day he just up and disappeared. He had his fears, even paranoia, but that comes natural with great artists. Thought someone was out to kill him. Then he vanished without a trace, in mysterious circumstances. After a month-long search, we held a funeral, without his body, to honor the memory of the great master.
Is that all?
Baltimore's best apprentice became the new runesmith, and life goes on.
Uh-huh. By best apprentice, he means him. So that's a little suspect. And really, just a month and they said, okay, he's fucking dead. Have a funeral. Let's move on. That seems a little weird to me. Whatever, let's talk about Saskia's goblet.
Anyone order an exquisitely adorned goblet from you?
I get the occasional commission for tableware, sure. But what exactly are you talking about?
Saskia's goblet. Was that your handiwork?
That ugly bucket! Did you intend to offend me? Whoever made that thing should be whipped! I certainly hope Saskia orders her vessels for me next time.
If she gets a chance to order anything again.
Uh-huh. Interesting. Now let's check out the Master's workplace. Well, first off, it is dusty as hell. There are still a lot of stuff left over, like iron and stuff. But there's also a lot of blood on the ground. I don't know anything about runes, but I don't think they're blood runes, so that's a little suspect. Additionally, this wall over here looks a little special, doesn't it? Switch to Ard. Boom. So we got a little something here. A key for something. And Baltimore's direction. General idea is you start at the burnt village and walk in a... Well, I'll show you the way. We've actually been there a bunch of times already. You know what? Let's leave real quick. Still need to talk to Cecil about Olkin.
I heard the rumble, Witcher. Everything all right?
Yeah, just some rubble.
Find anything?
No.
Not a thing.
Poor Baltimore lost his mind before his death and must have destroyed all his notes.
Why are you so sure he's dead? You didn't find a body. Maybe he just departed.
Well, if he departed, he's as good as dead to us. A decent dwarf don't leave his settlement. Tell me, why are you so interested in Baltimore?
Just curious for now.
Curiosity, nothing more.
Curiosity can be dangerous. It's led many a man astray.
Are you threatening me?
On the contrary, it's more of a warning. See ya.
I personally don't like him. I think he's a shady fucker. Anyway, though, let's talk to Cecil. Should be in his house. There he is.
They lie in wait for their lord and prince. Humans are an odd lot. I certainly hope Scalan can clean up this mess. What can I do for you, Witcher?
So where did the dead Reverend live?
I need to know where Reverend Olkin used to live.
Simple. Let me show you on the map. It's about right here.
Alright, that's it.
See you, Governor.
Alright, so basically we're dealing with multiple quests right now. In a way, we're doing the Royal Blood quest. Additionally, we're trying to figure out who actually poisoned Saskia. Additionally, we're trying to figure out what the hell Thorak's doing. And of course, Baltimore's nightmare. And the order you do these quests is very important. If you do, say, Baltimore's quest earlier on, you actually kind of screw up trying to figure out who poisoned Saskia. Granted, I guess you could screw up the investigation and figure out all the details later on, I suppose. Anyway, though, I'll do it in what I consider to be the right order. And first up, we'll figure out what Olkin's doing and figure out what Baltimore's nightmare was all about. Now, Olkin's room's actually really close. You actually pass by through the entrance. And I think you could get into it earlier on, but there's nothing in there to get. That or it was locked. I don't remember. Either way, I couldn't loot it. But now I sort of can. So let's go check it out.
Strange aura.
First up, a bunch of books around. And examine that.
Nothing interesting.
Yeah, just a bunch of books. Of course, you can also check the room for loot. Some books, some gold. Some loot in this corner over here. It's usually garbage loot, but whatever. And finally some more gold. Yeah, basically I am stealing from a dead man, but whatever, he's not gonna use this stuff. Finally check out his desk. We have some sort of note. What does it look like? Hey, that's a very ornate chalice. I wonder what it could be. So it definitely seems like the Reverend was involved in Saskia's poisoning. However, before we go deal with the peasants, we needed to take care of a few other things like Baltimore's nightmare. But that's all gonna have to be next episode, plus finding the conclusion of who poisoned Saskia and what happens to Prince Stennis. Until then though, hope you like this video and we'll be back next time. And of course, thank you very much for watching.